Through the Gates of the Silver Key, read by Bronson Pinchot. 1. In a vast room hung with strangely figured arras and carpeted with Bukhara rugs of impressive age and workmanship, 4 men were sitting round a document-strewn table. From the far corners, where odd tripods of wrought iron were now and then replenished by an incredibly aged Negro in somber livery, came the hypnotic fumes of olibanum, while in a deep niche on one side there ticked a curious coffin-shaped clock whose dial bore baffling hieroglyphs, and whose 4 hands did not move in consonance with any time system known on this planet. It was a singular and disturbing room, but well fitted to the business then at hand, for there, in the New Orleans home of this continent's greatest mystic, mathematician, and Orientalist, there was being settled at last the estate of a scarcely less great mystic, scholar, author, and dreamer, who had vanished from the face of the earth 4 years before. And Dolph Carter, who had all his life sought to escape from the tedium and limitations of waking reality and the beckoning vistas of dreams and fabled avenues of other dimensions, disappeared from the sight of man on the 7th of October, 1928.
7th of October, 1928. Randolph Carter disappeared from the world when he took that grotesquely carven aromatic wooden box and the strange silver key contained within. This is a reading from A Garden of Pomegranates by Israel Regardi. We're on page 59, and reading for you tonight, number 8, Hod. Opposite to Netzach on the tree of life is Hod, splendor, the sphere of Mercury. Consequently, we find all its symbology definitely mercurial in quality. In order to give some idea of the implication of this Sephirah, an understanding of Hermes, the Greek god attributed to it, will be helpful. He is a god of prudence and cunning, shrewdness and sagacity, and is regarded as the author of a variety of inventions, such as the alphabet, mathematics, astronomy, and weights and measures. He also presided over commerce and good luck, and was the messenger and herald of the Olympians. According to Virgil, the gods employed him to conduct the souls of the deceased from the upper to the lower worlds. In this later capacity, the Egyptian jackal-headed Anubis is similar, since he was the patron of the dead, and is depicted as leading the soul into the judgment of Osiris in readers aside, Amennti, Amennti pronunciation, end of readers aside. It will help the student not a little if he remembers that the sphere of Hod represents on a very much lower plane similar qualities to those obtaining in Hokmah. Of Netzach and Hod, the 7th and 8th Sephiros, the Zohar soliloquizes that by victory and splendor is meant extension, multiplication, and force, because all of the forces which were born into the universe went out of their bosom. The Hindu god is Hanuman, represented by an ape or monkey. Blavatsky gives at great length in the Secret Doctrine the interesting theory that within the apes are imprisoned the human souls of a sola mercurial nature, souls almost of the status of Godhead, called Manasaputras, mind-born sons of Brahma, which may explain why the Hindu gods of mind and intelligence are represented by so apparently an unintelligent beast as the anthropoid. Its plant is moly, and its vegetable drug anhalonium, which causes, when taken internally, visions of colorings and an intellectual nature, enhancing self-analysis. Its perfume is storax, its jewel opal, its color orange, derived from the red of Gebura and the yellow of Tifra. Its Yetziric title being the absolute or perfect intelligence. The tarot attributions are the 4 eights. What plant? Okay. Welcome to the chat, Two Little Fish. Good morning to you. It is 7 p.m. here in the capital. We are reading from Israel Regardie's The Garden of Pomegranates, the chapter on the Sephiros of the Tree of Life. And I was just reading about Yesod. No, not Yesod, I'm sorry. Hod, number 8 on the list here. And the plant mentioned was, let's see here, Hod. Its plant is moly, M-O-L-Y, and its vegetable drug, anhalonium lewini, which causes, when taken internally, visions of colorings and of an intellectual nature, enhancing self-analysis. Not familiar with either of those. I'm not familiar with moly, nor am I familiar with the vegetable drug anhalonium lewini. Are you familiar with either of those? For I am not. How are you doing today, little fish? Do you wanna join me on a live stream and have a little back and forth? If not, I'm just in for a quickie. I am always having fun here on the live streams. Good fun, nothing wrong with having a little good fun. I wanted to give a couple of shout outs to different channels I appreciate. So I'm going to do a little screen share.
Age of 54. His career had been a strange and lonely one, and there were those who inferred from his curious novels many episodes more bizarre than any in his recorded history. His association with Harley Warren, the South Carolina mystic whose studies in the primal Nayako language of the
Himalayas. We are listening to H.P. Lovecraft's Through the Gates of the Silver Key. Two Little Fish says she can't do it on this laptop because there is no mic. All right, no problem there. I am screen sharing now. And the first site I want to mention is Esoterica. Wow, he's got 114,000 subs now. I remember when I first started watching Esoterica, he was probably at around 10,000 subs. So his channel in the last year has grown quite a bit. Esoterica is a really good channel. He does historical analysis of religion, esoterica, and magic and alchemy. Those are his mainstays. His name is Dr. Justin Sledge. He's a Hebrew. I believe he's living in the Louisiana area. But let me read the about for you. Two sites I wanted to mention. Let me check the chat here. Subbed that channel many years ago. Okay, great. Yeah, we great minds think alike. Yeah, so definitely. Esoterica, his description here says, Dr. Justin Sledge explored the arcane side of history, philosophy, and religion. This channel produces content related to topics such as alchemy, magic, mysticism, Hermetic philosophy, theosophy, the occult, and more using the best academic scholarship currently available. So that's the rundown. Of course, you can support him on Patreon if that so interests you. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. Jam over to the Frank Monday channel, and you can. I need to update my about there and put a little more in it. It says that I produce totally original content, weekly updates on Taoist magic. Yeah, Ghetto Gardens. I remember that. I used to do a lot of Ghetto Gardens. Lindy Light, Monday Night Swing Dance, Frank Monday Open Mic, kids Kung Fu classes, and my progression on learning survival skills and any and all things I find interesting. Me and my adventures in China for the last 20 years now. As always, your friend and well-wisher. Funny or Die is a defunct website now. They no longer have any material on there. Of course, you can email me here on Yahoo. And if you want to join me on Patreon, I believe there's a link to my Patreon. So if that's something that interests you, do that. Let's see. What does this say here? Every time you talk, I think that Astro Twins, you are just a few years older than me, but our charts are super similar. Yeah, that's fascinating, little fish. You are a far superior astrologer to myself. I had a passing interest in it when I was young and studying magic when I first got into esoterica and the occult myself. But I realized how much work astrology was. And so I pretty much focused myself on tarot and ceremonial magic. Pisces Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Capricorn Rising. Oh, is mine Cap Rising? I wasn't aware of that. Fascinating. I've got another little blurb here. It says Venus is now retrograde. Looking into more plants is also Venus related, as Venus rules all plants. Yeah, I've been having some trouble with periodontitis. I believe that's what it's called, like gum recession. And so I have a sister who also suffered from that. She's never been a smoker, and but she had a lot of problems with it when she got into her late 40s, like I am. And she said that peppermint oil really helped her get a handle on it. So I'm going to be doing some research into peppermint oil. Okay, so this is yours. Yeah, Pisces Sun, Scorpio Moon, Cap Rising. Yeah, I'll have to look mine up again. I'm pretty sure that I'm Pisces Sun, Scorpio Moon, and I believe it's Scorpio Rising too, if that's possible. It seems like that's what I had determined. Like I said, though, I didn't do a. Okay, so Frank Monday is on Patreon. If you are interested, initiates can sign up here, and practicus can sign up here. Not sure if you could see that or not. At this level, you have access to 4 private videos a month of exclusive content, which I never started making because nobody ever signed up. And then at this level, you can add me on Messenger and WeChat and contact me anytime. Wow. Quick blurb out to Frank Monday. Says new to Patreon. Was making things like Magic 101, Ghetto Gardens, Monday Night Swing, Lunar Light Entertainment shorts, mugshots, candids, funky fashion faux pas, swing interviews, and that's a current list of my projects. If you have any suggestions on anything at all, let me know. Yada yada, etc., etc. The last post I actually put up on there was January 16th, 2021, so almost a year ago. Let me see. Let me find my way back here. Here we go. All right. So I never actually put much into the Patreon thing because it wasn't very responsive. I was never ever able to connect with anyone over there. So fun stuff. Diatomaceous earth to make teeth stronger. You can drink it in water or use it to gently brush your teeth. Okay, I'll give that a go. I'll research that. I'll have to look into that. And then the other one is, have you found Amanda Vollmer yet? She is an amazing natural doctor. Her channel gets removed, so look on other sites. All right, I'll look for her on. Thanks for that tip there. I will look for her on BitChute, I guess, or Odyssey, or whatever else is out there that people are using these days. So I had two sites that I wanted to shout out this evening. One was Esoterica, and I've already done that. So a little shout out to Dr. Sledge out there in YouTube land, Dr. Justin Sledge. I was just watching his most recent video, Gnosticism. Let's see if I can get back to it real quick. No, that's not going to help. Yeah, there we go, Esoterica.
And priests had led to such outrageous conclusions had been close. Indeed, it was he who, one mist-mad, terrible night in an ancient graveyard, had seen Warren descend into a dank and nitrous vault, never to emerge. Carter lived in Boston, but it was from the wild, haunted hills behind hoary and witch-accursed Arkham that all his forebears had come, and it was amid these ancient, cryptically brooding hills that he had ultimately vanished. His old servant Parks, who died early in 1930, had spoken of the strangely aromatic and hideously carven box he had found in the attic, and of the undecipherable parchments and queerly figured silver key which that box had contained, matters of which Carter had also written to others. Carter, he said, had told him that this key had come down from his ancestors and that it would help him to unlock the gates to his lost boyhood.
All right, through the gates of the Silver Key with H.P. Lovecraft there. We have been going up the Tree of Life in our study. We started at Malkuth, the lower quaternary, and then earlier today we moved into Yesod, the astral light, and now we have gone, let's see if I can show that. We have gone up in this direction to Hog, the library at Alexandria. Next up on the list is Netzach. So this is from the Garden of Pomegranates by Israel Regardi. We'll deal with Netzach next. We've got a question from Coach Clearfloss out in Happy Land in the Ideas Room there, and he wants to know if Spider-Man is playing in China. You know, I don't know because I don't keep up with popular culture, but it probably is because they do air most of the Marvel movies. I don't know, though, with the boycott, the USA boycotting the Winter Olympics, they may be boycotting all American movies. Who knows? Colloidal silver works for the mouth, too. Although I like using CBD oil for everything, it's not always easy to get for you. Yeah, I don't think that's even available here at all. Curious. Thank you for those tips, though. I'll try both. I will try the diatomaceous and colloidal silver if I can get my hands on either one. I hope so, because I'm probably going to lose this front tooth and have to get an implant. Kind of a bummer, but I'm almost 50. Man, I'm 48 this year. What are you going to do? I'm headed into my oh, I got you, little fish. Yeah, I'm just a little apprehensive of directly stating that. I wish I could. Maybe when I come home, I'm trying to plan a trip this July to come back to California to pick up some things I might need. And that would definitely be on the list. Let me see here. I was doing a little lyric search on music recently, and one of my favorite songs since when I was a boy, every year at Christmas time, it's really one I like to sing a lot. And wow, Search Baron has infiltrated my my computer, and it keeps giving me garbage results. But what are you going to do? Here we go. There's one particular website that I like. Let me find it.
Strange dimensions and fantastic realms, which he had hitherto visited only in vague, brief, and elusive dreams. One day Carter took the box and its contents and rode away in his car, never to return. Later on, people found the car at the side of an old grass-grown road in the hills behind crumbling Arkham, the hills where Carter's forebears had once dwelt, and where the ruined cellar of the great Carter homestead still gaped to the sky. It was in a grove of tall elms nearby that another of the Carters had mysteriously vanished in 1781, and not far away was the half-rotted cottage where Goody Fowler, the witch, had brewed her ominous potions still earlier. The region had been settled in 1692 by fugitives from the witchcraft trials in Salem, and
settled in 1692 by fugitives from the witchcraft trials in Salem. Yeah, you got to escape that witchcraft accusations, you know, that old happy horse shit. Glad that isn't going on so much anymore. But it seems like we have a new era of persecution against folks. Here's one of my favorites. You guys can sing along if you like. Let's, on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traversed afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. O star of wonder, star of light, star of royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Born a king on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. King forever, ceasing never, over us all to reign. O star of wonder. And till the next verse. Frankincense to offer have I, incense owns a deity nigh. Prayer and praising, voices raising, worshiping God on high. O star of wonder, star of light, so on, beauty bright. Next verse. Myrrh is mine, its bitter perfume breathes a life of gathering gloom. Sorrowing, sighing, bleeding, dying, sealed in a stone-cold tomb. O star of wonder, star of light, star of royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy soul's delight. Finally, last verse. Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Alleluia, alleluia, sounds through the earth and skies. O star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. There you have it. We three kings of the Orient, the three magi, when they visited the young master magician, natural magician, Jesus Cristo, the Christ of the Nazarene, and carrying on the tradition of Solomonic magic, quite a story there. I do believe he was a Taoist. Thank you, Two Little Fish. That's very kind of you. Let's get some yos out there and happy. Like, come on. That'll put the lead in your pencil. Yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff. Whatever you do, don't get a root canal, Little Fish says. I've had a few of those, and they almost took me out. I couldn't even move out of bed till they were pulled. Looked into them for years and found out how poison they are. Wow, really? So what does a root canal consist of? Does that mean when they go in and they kill the root and then cap it? Is that, and put a crown on it? Is that what a root canal is? Because I'm not 100% on all of this dentistry talk. So if you don't kill the nerve in the tooth, then what do you do? What exactly is a root canal? There it was, just standing there. It was the biggest thing I'd ever seen. Walked on 2 feet. I was frozen. We got a guy named Darnell out in the ideas room. Welcome to the chat, Darnell. Good to see you this evening. It is 7:30 p.m. here in Twilight Zone, Old Peking, where we broadcast live daily. Oh, that's what it is, huh? So they drill out the tooth, try to pull out the roots, and then fill it and put a temporary crown, but they can never get all the roots, and they start to get infected. So what do you do then? You just get them removed? Darnold's coming in here out of nowhere telling us a story of what I believe might be a Sasquatch. So paranormal activity out there in Darnell land. Welcome to the chat, Darnell. We are going up the tree of life. We've got one more Sephiroth to finish, and then we're done for this section for the lower quadrant. Let's get her done, right? Net sock. Okay, I'm thinking about that. Then I'll have to do that. I'm gonna get this one probably removed, and then I'll deal with the other ones. The dentist I'm seeing now, he just did a full X-ray of the mouth, and he said that the other roots, nerves that doctor worked on, are actually good. That he did a good job, and he said there shouldn't be any problem with them. So if that's just time, then I might just get it removed and get an implant. It's quite a bit more expensive. In fact, this back left one, I might just, I don't know, get it removed and just move on. But yeah, the teeth are an enigma. The teeth can be troublemakers sometimes. I told him it was probably the black coffee and cigarettes, and he said the coffee doesn't really affect your teeth. He said, but the cigarettes do. So, yeah. But then, like I said, I've got a sister who never smoked, and she's got the same teeth problems as me. So he said some of it can be genetic as well. Okay. This dentist I've been dealing with so far, he'll make more money on an extraction and an implant than a root canal. But yeah, it seems like, fuck, I've been in like 4 or 5 times, and he just keeps digging at that goddamn root. The one on the right side feels like it's probably dead now, like he got most of it. But the one on the left feels like, fuck, like it probably needs some more treatment. So I might just have the motherfucker pulled out. Who knows? I appreciate that information. I have heard a lot of people reiterate that. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep that in consideration, Little Fish. It says you can get implant, but those are also not too safe, and people have serious problems with implants destroying your jawbone. Oh, wow. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I was a little bit wary, actually, of getting an implant, especially right up front. I mean, fuck, that could kill me, right? If it got infected or anything, that's right on the Rin Zhong. So what I wanted to do, what I'm asking him is, if I do get this tooth removed, then can I just get like one of those teeth that you pop in and use when you need to do, like presenting in front of people, and then just pull it out when you're not using it, that kind of tooth. Fuck, man. It sounds like a road to the grave to me. Yeah, I can tell, little fish. You have researched it a lot. Um, Garden of Pomegranates by Israel Regardi, and I am reading for you from the chapter on the Sephiros. Do the fake ones work good? That's what I want to know. Better than being slowly poisoned. Yeah, I agree with you. Chinese medicine, you probably know how it made a messing with teeth, how made it is to mess with teeth when they are connected to the rest of your body. Yeah, absolutely, man. I dread it. I would fuck. He says I should get my teeth cleaned every 6 months too. And I kind of doubt that advice. I don't know, man. It's iffy dealing with these guys. He said the first tooth implant was done like 50 years ago, and the guy who got one is still alive and still has the original implant. Then he said the worst implant that ever went wrong, the guy got it and he was dead within 2 years or something. The infection killed him. So, fuck. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to rush into it, but this tooth up front, it's going long in the tooth, and it's what are you going to do? All right. So Garden of Pomegranates, Israel Regardi on the Sephiros, and then I'm going to call it an evening, guys. I got to get busy. Lives in Minnesota. There's Creek Ranger. Tipharos completes the trinity of Sephiros, constituting the second triad, which in turn projects itself still further into matter, forming a third triad in the following manner. Nexok is the first Sephirah of the third triad, meaning victory. Sometimes it is named eternity and triumph. It is the seventh potency, and to it is logically attributed Nike, or victory. In his Greek studies, Walter Pater wrote, victory again meant originally, mythological science tells us, only the great victory of the sky, the triumph of morning over darkness. But that physical morning of her origin has its ministry to the later aesthetic sense also. For if Nike, when she appears in company with the mortal and wholly fleshly hero, in whose chariot she stands to guide the horses, or whom she crowns with her garland of parsley or bay, or whose names she writes on a shield, is imaginatively conceived, it is because the old skyey influences are still not quite suppressed in her clear-set eyes, and the dew of morning still clings to her wings and her floating hair. Astrologically, its planet is Venus. It should follow in consequence from this that the gods and qualities of Netzach relate to love, victory, and to the harvest. Aphrodite is the lady of love and beauty, with the power of bestowing her beauty and charms to others. The whole implication of this Sephirah is of love, albeit a love of a sexual nature. Hathor is the Egyptian equivalent and is a lesser aspect of the mother Isis. She is depicted as a cow goddess, representing the generative forces of nature, and she was the protectress of agriculture and the fruits of the earth. Bhavani is the Hindu goddess of Netzach. Rose is the flower, appurtenant, and red sandal is the perfume. It is common knowledge that in some diseases of the venereal origins, oils of sandalwood are employed. Benzoin is a perfume of Venus too, and its sensuous seductiveness is unmistakable. The rose is attributed as being harmonious to the character of Aphrodite. The Sefer Yetzirah calls Netzach the occult intelligence. Its color is green, being derived from the union of the blue and yellow of Chesed and Tipharas. and its tarot cards are the 4 sevens. There you have it, guys. Net sock on the Tree of Life. We are going up the Tree of Life, up from Malkut to Yesod, over to Hod, and now into Netzach. That's going to be it for this evening, you guys. I'm going to check the chat here. Have myself one last JP Farrell before I sign off, and make sure y'all good looking, sexy people are doing well out in Happy Land. Let's see what we've got here. Darnell has encountered a Bigfoot. Good deal. Spooky encounterings. Littlefish says she's not afraid of the Bigfoot, lived in a forest her whole life, and they exist, they avoid me. I would too. I'm a Marcy redhead. Okay. I've encountered a Mothman, not a Bigfoot. Looked like a Bigfoot, but it could fly. So I think it was a Mothman. It could also transfigure itself into a globe of glowing energy, like a blue-gray, kind of misty, smoke-filled energy. Darnell chimes in and says, look into the history of Sasquatch. It's actually undeniable. Leif Erikson in circa 300 AD described them. Lewis and Clark also spoke of them. Interesting. Very interesting. Wow, I've never seen a grizzly bear. That would be frightening. Those guys are monsters. In the spirit of the season, why don't we do one more Christmas carol before we sign off here? Let me see. What do you got? You guys have any requests? I like Joy to the World, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, Gabriel's Message, on a winter's, what was it on? What is that one called? Let me see. I'm not going to do Oh Holy Night or Silent Night, not until we get closer. Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Come All Ye Faithful, Emmanuel. We got a number of them. What would you guys like to hear? Wow, that's good information there. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've also heard that if you carry a foghorn with you, the kind that you use on like a boat in boating, like one of those compressed air-powered foghorns, that works better than bear spray. And if they come near you, you just blast them with that motherfucker and they'll turn around and run. Mom always says when you see bears, just scream, they'll run. It works. They hate Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, creator of heaven and earth, master of the light and the darkness. Yeah, what you guys got any requests? If not, I'm just going to choose one at random here. What about Hark the Herald Angels Sing? You guys like that one? And then we'll call it a night, man. I got to get ready for work tomorrow. Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Hallowed be thy name. Yeah, I can do a good rendition of Iron Maiden's Hallowed be thy name. I was waiting in my cold cell when the bells began to chime, reflecting on my past life, and it doesn't have much time. 'Cause at 5 o'clock, they take me to the gallows pole. Ah, the sands of time for me are running low, running low. As the priest comes to read me my last rites, I take a look through the bars at the last sights of a world that has gone very wrong for me. Can it be that there's some sort of error, hard to stop the surmounting terror? Is this the end or some crazy dream? All right, sing whatever you want, broski. You got an audience, and we shall listen. Yeah, join me. Sing along if you like this one. We're jumping over here to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They've got "Hark the Herald Angels Sing," and here we go. You guys ready? Let me see. Let me make sure it's broadcasting. Yeah, looks like it's broadcasting. I will zoom in so you can read it. Don't know if I remember how to sing this one, but we'll give it our best go. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With the angelic host proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. That's not right. Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hail the heaven prince, hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace, hail the Son of Righteousness, light and life to all he brings, rising with his healing wings, mild he lays his glory by, born that no man no more may die, born to raise the sons of earth, born to give them second birth. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Yeah, not sure how that works, but yeah, triumph, amazing skies. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that, little fish. Maybe one day we'll do a sing along and wake up the whole family. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm going to finish off here. I've got tons of things to do before tomorrow's morning live drive jive archive. Y'all good looking, sexy people, stay well out in Happy Land. There are 6 days until Christmas. Christmas Eve for y'all, 7 days for you guys back out there in Happy Land, and 6 days and counting down. Add me on Instagram. You can see my daily Christmas caroling. I'm doing 1 carol a day on Instagram, and make sure you join me on Facebook. Just jump over there and check out the About section of my YouTube channel, and you can find all the information to follow me there if you're interested. Yep, time to clean up and get ready. I hear you. Moon just hit 0 degrees Cancer. Nice. Let me check it. Yes, you are correct. Here in Twilight Zone, Old Peking, it's the 16th of the 11th lunar month. So the full moon has passed its apex and its zenith. Moon is going into 0 degrees Cancer. Time to clean and get ready. Yeah, nice. Finished off with the last degrees of Gemini. How amazing is that? Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. Come back often. Comment on the videos. I certainly appreciate it. Does help the algorithm. And like and subscribe, all that happy horse shit. Y'all good looking, sexy people out in Happy Land, say well. And I will see you in the abodes of the future. It says over here, end broadcast. But we know that it never truly ends. It just goes on and on. Thanks for checking in, guys. Until next time.